During my 2-week stay at the Canopy Tower in South Central Panama in October 2012, I would frequently see a male brown-throated three-toed sloth right outside the windows from the area where we ate our meals. Here is Mr. Sloth sitting in the rain, adopting a pose similar to Rodin's Thinker. Note that his fur grows from his underside toward his back, which is the opposite of most mammals. This allows rain to run off more easily. Males can be identified by the orange fur on their back with a black stripe down the middle. Females do not have the same prominent pattern on their back. Many sloths have colonies of algae growing in their fur, especially during the rainy season. This female's fur looks like grass, making her resemble a chia pet. The green algae helps sloths to be camouflaged when sitting in trees, which is important when they are trying to avoid predators. Sometimes I would see Mr. Sloth slowly climbing through the trees. He looked as if he were wearing furry pajamas as he leisurely moved from branch to branch. Brown-throated three-toed sloths have a short, stubby tail. The 3 claws on the end of each leg call to mind the hands of Freddy Krueger. These sloths are in the genus Bradypus, which means slow-footed. They live 30 to 40 years in the wild. They range in size from 1.5 feet to 2.5 feet long and weigh from 8 to 11 pounds. They are found in the southern portion of Central America and much of the top half of South America. They do not maintain a constant body temperature, which is why they are restricted to warm tropical climates. These sloths spend most of their lives in trees, coming down about once or twice a week to defecate. They don't need to do this more often because it takes them up to a month to digest their food. They can barely walk when on the ground, so climbing down from trees places them at greater risk from predators than when they are in trees. However, they can swim. They have poor eyesight. They do not need great vision because most of what they need to see is right in front of them. They also don't hear very well. Sloths eat a diet very low in nutrients. It consists mostly of leaves and other parts of trees. They get most of the fluids they need from eating these tree parts. They have a very slow metabolism because the leaves do not give them much energy, which is the main reason they move so slowly. They sleep about 15 hours a day and spend much of the rest of the time foraging for food. They tend to be more active in the afternoon than in the morning. In terms of diet and lifestyle, they are in many ways similar to the koalas in Australia. I sometimes saw Mr. Sloth hanging upside down from a branch. When he was not eating or sleeping, I frequently saw him scratching himself. In addition to algae, sloths also have moths and other creatures living in their fur. Some of these life forms cause itching. Sloths never seem to be in a hurry to do much of anything. The configuration of their face always makes them appear to be smiling. Because of his smile and his unhurried ways, I always found looking at Mr. Sloth to be calming, and I was always glad to see him going about his leisurely life. I would offer a big round of applause to Mr. Sloth for the wonderful entertainment he provided while I was at the Canopy Tower, but instead I will let him do the honors.